Hello, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome
We've been playing tag with our
Facebook.
Zooms
Yes.
and our StreamYard. StreamYard is playing games now, or Facebook is playing games with StreamYard and saying that they cut off early. So if we're just gone, boom, just like that, that's the reason. It's not us. Usually we're pretty good with the tech. We're getting better anyways. Except for this morning, so we tried Zoom, and I don't know where we went. We were all over the internet. And you
Right?
can see I'm not like I have no makeup on this morning. I'm just like oh ah! That's what happens.
It's what
That's
happens.
what my brain is doing. I need some of this, my lavender. Calm down a little bit. So good morning, everybody. Good morning. We are hello. Somebody's watching us, unless that's you, Dana. We are in our regular places at our regular times, and we're not a regular time. We're a little bit late this morning because we're playing internet
We
games.
were playing we were playing Zoom roulette.
Oh, that's what it was. That's what it
Yes.
was. Yes. Well, it was, should I say fun? It was adventurous, anyways. So we're here now, anyways, and that's what counts. We committed to ourselves, and all of you, that we would show up, and showing up is what we want to do to keep things going for all of you.
Mm-hmm.
Still not 100% sure because I don't see anybody on Facebook right now, but I think we're doing okay. I think we're doing okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So today's Wednesday. It's a rainy day. It's an indoor day. I got some gardening done yesterday. I went outside. I'm really kind of just pacing myself this year. And, I have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the garden of flower beds. And I I have to just do one at a time. That's all. Just pace myself. So I did the back one where the dogs pooped in all winter long. So that was adventures as well.
It's so true. And you know what? It's still early, folks. Like,
Oh yeah.
it is
Oh
still
yeah.
early. It is still early.
We
So,
could still get snow.
absolutely, absolutely. So we were really wanting to talk about coffee this morning because she asked me, okay, what are you feeling inspired to talk about, or what's inspiring you this morning? And I said, coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee is inspiring me. It's like, oh, coffee, oh, coffee.
And a lot of people have that love affair with coffee, just like the rest of us. Yeah, it's
I
hard to
always,
go
I
without.
always joked when I work at the naturopath when I worked at Pure Wellness. I mean, just hook up an IV, please. Like, just mainstream it. That's okay. But
Yeah.
anyways, we were talking about that, and I think it's amazing when you actually look at. There are lots of health benefits with coffee, and it's always the quantity that's the kick in the butt with coffee. You know, you can't have it for every drink of the day. You'll super dehydrate yourself and you blow out your adrenals. But um, I think it's amazing, right?
Yeah,
So
there's a lot of benefits, and if you've been following along the last little while, we've been talking a lot about antioxidants and different things like that. And coffee actually has a lot of antioxidants in it. Not to say that that's where you want to get all of your antioxidants. I've already finished my whole bowl of blueberries this morning, and that's going to be obviously another good place to get antioxidants. But when you get yourself some really good, clean, organic coffee beans and grind them yourself and set yourself up with a nice French roast, you don't actually need any cream. You don't need any sugar. It's just a pure, wonderful beverage to take in. And it's got so many benefits, including antioxidants, B vitamins. We listed a few there earlier. And it's good for the body. It
mhm,
really is. It's the whole 10 cups a day with a ton of sugar and a ton of cream in it. And although it's yummy, not the best for you. And this is where we always we as in nutritionists and healthcare providers are always saying, yeah, you should cut back a little bit. It's actually not so much the coffee you want to cut back on. Yeah, you want to cut it down to 1 or 2 a day, but it's the sugar intake. You got to think how much sugar you're taking in during the day. And it's, was it my stepson told me that he was trying honey in coffee. And although that doesn't sound very appetizing to me, it can be done. It really is something, going towards a more natural sugar. I personally try to take in just a little wee smidge of stevia now when I'm doing my coffee, just because I've weaned myself off of having really, really, really sweet things. And that sometimes is what we're more addicted to than anything. When we bring ourselves into, trying to detox or whatever, and we say, well, don't have any coffee, it is, yeah, you're going to go into a headachy kind of situation without your caffeine, because caffeine is addictive. But again, with anything, it's going to be, how much you take in, the quality that you're taking in. And when we don't have the same coffee intake or the same kind of coffee intake, you're detoxing those chemicals and stuff out of your system. So it's going to hurt a little bit, unfortunately. But I mean, if you're the type of person that takes in a clean, organic coffee on a regular basis without the sugar, and more times than not, you're detoxing the sugar, you're craving that sugar again. Or even just the ambiance of having that warm, soothing cup of goodness first thing in the morning. That's what's hurting most when you're not having it. But there's a lot of good things about coffee that you can definitely have within your life. But again, it's like anything, like Dana was saying, it's the amount that you're taking in. And yeah, sorry, I'm just going through Facebook here. It's the amount, again, that you want to, I'm always like, squirrel.
So let's just start. Well, some health benefits of coffee, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it can help you burn more calories. In a Spanish study, athletes who drank the equivalents of 12 ounces of coffee, these are athletes and they are in a study, okay? So 12 ounces of coffee before worked out roughly burned 15% more calories than they did for just as much as 3 hours of exercising, right? After exercising. So it's just a way to sort of boost that opportunity. Same as like if you took a good deep breath of peppermint oil before you went to work out, you would actually even have an increase of oxygen and burning capability and energy as that as well. And if you don't work out, drinking coffee has even proven to boost your metabolism 10 to 20%. For those who drink 1 to 2 cups per day, not 4 to 6 cups a day, then you're having bigger issues. So it certainly can be an added benefit. It can improve your circulation. So drinking a 5-ounce cup of coffee has been proven to cause a 30% boost in the capillary blood flow, and this is a Japanese study. This level increased blood circulation results, better oxygenation, and increase the benefits in that sort of when you're doing physical activities. And again, it's always the lower, that's only a 5-ounce. That's not 5 cups, right? So it's always that.
Triple.
Yeah, no triples. We were joking, that should be really illegal. Like that is a lot of hard work for your liver and gallbladder to process that much cream, and it's heavy cream. Because I think it's 18% cream, it's not 10% or 5%.
Yeah.
And the amount of sugar for your poor pancreas and your body to process and the liver to process, all of that, you're spiking insulins, you're just a walking time bomb. Yeah. Okay. Never mind all the other illegal stuff that we've been told, but we can still have triples. So.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit. We actually got lost a little bit earlier, and we were on a different site this morning with our coffee time, which is all good. But we were talking about some other things that I know regarding cannabis or and having these incredible mixtures of coffees and teas that have cannabis in them. Anyway, we digressed a little bit. But just from a caffeine standpoint, caffeine is as a stimulant. I mean, you can get caffeine in a lot of different places, but one of the best places you can get caffeine is green tea. And I'm going to be very adventurous here and explain to you why green tea is probably a better bet if you can stomach it. I hate green tea, to be honest with you, but a lot of people do enjoy it, and I know people that do drink it as just as much as regular tea or coffee. Tea is rich in polyphenols, which is a natural compound that really has so many incredible benefits, including reducing inflammation and helping to fight cancer. So this is one of those ones that we've been talking about a lot over the last little while. But green tea itself actually contains a catechin, which is called, and the short form is EGCG, epigallocatechin 3 gallate. That's not too bad.
It's ECGC.
Yeah. Excuse me. And yeah, and that's one of the really wonderful ones. It's a natural antioxidant, and again, helps to prevent cell damage. And this is one of the really great things or reasons why green tea is so incredible for you as far as caffeine goes.
Go.
But, coffee itself, for the coffee lovers out there, again, don't feel guilty about drinking your coffee. It can actually help you burn fat because it is a stimulant. It is that boosting of metabolism by a little bit. It's not like, oh, well, I can have 16 coffees because it's going to help me burn fat. But no, it's you got to understand the mechanism behind it, and it's going to be very, you're going to have that boost. And then you're going to have a crash. So it is good for going out before you go to work out or go for a walk or something like that. Again, something like the green tea would be better because it doesn't boost you up so high. It boosts you a little bit, but then it stays maintenance flat for a while, and then it goes down. It doesn't give you that extreme high boost that a caffeine boost would from coffee.
So, did you know that coffee can make you smarter?
That just comes naturally. I have to. I have to believe.
Well, it would say so. Two things: when you are doing your green tea, yes, it is very bitter, and that's that bitter portion of things. But you can use, if you only like, I actually try and stick it in with herbal teas, so I kind of mask it with some herbal teas sometimes. But the matcha, if you're looking for the best bang for the buck, the matcha, you make yourself a little matcha latte with some almond milk, or just do a shot of it for sure. But certainly the matcha has the greatest concentration of the EGCG, and that provides so many very health beneficial aspects, especially when it comes to hormone balancing. And again, you can add it to foods, you can add it to salad dressings, probably you can just take it by the pill, but we know that the added benefits of the green tea. I really like, don't kill me on it, but I love Tim Hortons green tea. Probably because they have a little bit of lemon in there, and it is just delicious. It doesn't have that bitterness, but always try, I don't know, green tea and me are like, and that's why I try and stick it in with other things. So
yeah, I mean, there was a product, it was a green tea with jasmine, and I really enjoyed that, but I do love matcha. And when I'm thinking about it, a matcha latte is one of those yummy things that I just enjoy, especially on the road for some reason. I don't know. It keeps me from not having regular coffee. But when we're heading south, we always stop at Parry Sound at the Starbucks. I wouldn't go to a Starbucks in Sudbury, mind you, but I head to a Starbucks in Parry Sound and grab a matcha latte with a little bit of honey. And it's so good, so good.
So when I said when it makes you smart, it actually gives you that alertness, gives you that increased energy. It causes a various amount of brain functions and reaction times. So it kind of improves that general cognitive function, right? It increases the memory. So that's like drinking 2 8-ounce cups of coffee per day has been proven to improve long-term memory, right?
Okay.
But lowering the risk of depression. Coffee has been linked to lowering different rates of depression, especially in women. And that probably has a lot to do with the production of the serotonin and dopamine, which coffee can have a really beneficial aspect to it. So in that, it is the impact of the production of those two hormones that actually has the potential of shifting the mindset of women. So
Nice. Nice. I like that. I mean,
mhm,
anything that's
mhm.
going to be beneficial and is yummy on top of it, that's going to be so wonderful.
Yeah, yeah. So this one here is called lifehack.org, and this is where I'm
Okay.
pulling this information from because we always use Healthline, and so it's kind of like, yeah, Um, let's see what else we can do. So we want to always know that even, everything we do is always the best that it can be. So you want to make sure it's like a clean organic source, even though it can be expensive. And if you're really keeping it down to that 1 or 2 cups a day, keeping it clean is way, way better. And
Yeah.
I'm guilty of that because I should just be doing 1 or 2 cups a day, and I love coffee, and it should be an organic source. So
Yeah. And I mean, I can put that challenge out to you guys. You know, don't stop drinking your coffee. Just make it better.
mhm.
It's the spend a little, you're worth it, really. And I actually have a bag of beans that are in my cupboard that I stow away for special occasions, just when I'm feeling like, oh, a nice little treat, as opposed to, well, I don't drink wine anymore, so nice little treat that I have.
Yep,
I was like,
yep.
wow, and it's so good for you. It is a little bit more expensive, mind you, but I think,
There's a couple things here that I want to say. When you're looking at the helping the body function, so these are really two huge, like I'm like no way points that I'm going to mention here.
okay.
It has the protect of preventing liver disease,
Oh,
right? So it has a potential. So coffee can protect against cirrhosis of the liver, where the organ is majorly damaged by scar tissue, as much as 80% lower risk. So they're by as much as an 80% lower risk in people who drank
wow.
4 or more cups each day. So
Wow.
there's always the good with the bad, but I'm going to have to look where they pulled that study from. So don't hold me to this, but it's sort of that aspect. But this is phenomenal because, to be perfectly honest, gout has been one of those things that was a reoccurring theme last week.
Oh.
And we spoke about, Wendy and I briefly spoke about low oxalate diets last week when I was
Mhm.
away. And I was introduced, I image a phenomenal practitioner in the Ottawa area, Dr. Powell, and she does deal with a lot of her clients who have female clients who have gout. And she had noted that they have a lot of increased fibro pain.
So female clients with gout, is that what you're saying?
Yes, that no one ever talks about.
Because yeah, because women don't normally get
Yes,
gout.
they do. Yes,
I
they
I
do.
know, but it's not the norm, isn't it?
It's
You only
actually,
hear about it with
she feels
yeah. Let me,
that it presents itself as fibromyalgia.
yes, bang. There you go. I've heard that. Well, we've talked about that in the
We've
past.
talked to, not online,
Yeah,
but so
interesting.
it's
I
super
love
interesting. I know, right? Like,
that. Yeah,
anyways, coffee. So, gout is a condition caused by the increase of uric acid in the blood.
which I can
Men,
see in my blood analysis.
which you see in live blood analysis, and you see that in women as well, except you more see pain,
Yes,
right?
like
I
systemic
also have
pain,
another
right?
friend practitioner who always used to question me. Do you have people? Because she's a massage therapist, and she would always feel this crystallization under the surface of the skin with her women.
Wow, sensitive fingers.
So it's always that. Okay, well, to me, I'm always like, well, crystals are goat, so I don't know. Is it goat? She's like, I don't know. I don't ask my clients these questions. I'm just asking you because you listen to people and you take pictures of people. Do you see that in thermography? I said, well, I see chaos.
Yeah.
Chaos, right? So, anyways, these are just great things that we just sort of piece together all the time. So it's kind of
Mhm.
that I wonder, I'm going to look up this research as soon as I'm done this little bit here. Men who drank 4 to 5 cups of coffee a day, right? And this is decaf coffee, not
Oh, no
regular coffee,
caffeine.
but this is decaf coffee because you
Yeah.
can't, legitimately, your heart cannot manage that much, right? Anyways, or your adrenals can't. But decaf coffee had a 40% lower risk of gout compared to men who didn't drink coffee. And I think that probably has a little bit to do with that's from the Arthritis Foundation.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Well, because you think, and when those little crystallized that I see in live blood, they are like, they basically look like crystals, and there's different colors of them, but usually the white ones are uric acid crystals. And then you got to think and some of them are really, really big in the blood. You've seen
Super
them,
fascinating.
and they get into the microcirculation areas of your joints. It gets stuck there, and it causes inflammation, is what we talk about all the time. And that inflammation is going to be painful. And if you get enough of them in certain areas of the body, like your big toe, you're going to have a swelling. You're going to have that increased inflammation of the redness, the swelling, the pain, everything else that we talk about. And, but on a systemic level, it can get into any joints because we're all full of joints. Arthritis situation. Yeah.
It's so interesting when you start paralleling, and that's why I find if I would better understand Andrea Nakayamo's mapping, I feel that you map the pieces together, and it's sort of that understanding of things. So this is just me and the crazy, functional nutrition, how listening to people and then listening to research, and I love talking. Better connections. How sometimes you're like, oh, I wonder. So I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I just love it. But we know that coffee has, of course, many nutrients. Of course, the B's, the riboflavin, manganese, magnesium, things like that. We know that it makes you more energetic, right? And you can do that strategically. You can actually lower your risk of Alzheimer's.
Well, it's the brain function as well, too. But again, it's not just, like with anything that we talk about, yes, it's going to help, but you have to understand that it has to be the whole picture. Just coffee alone is not going to be like, oh, I drink 10 cups of coffee a day, I'm going to have, no Alzheimer's. I'm not going to have any kind of brain dementia as I get older. Well, no, if you're taking in 16 or 18 of sugar with it, you're going to have a lot of brain fog as well on top of it. Because sugar causes inflammation, and it's that you have to find that good balance that works for you. It's not just one thing.
Right. I love this, and we'll finish with this because we've been chatting a lot today. But smelling coffee can make you feel less stressed. I have to agree with that, like 1,000%.
I do. Yeah.
It's like even the smell of apple pie. That's probably why Scentsy does so well. And they've like tapped into that, right? That whole scent, and that's essential oils as well, right? There's so much to that. Essential oils and things, but it's so amazing how. So the researchers of the Seoul National University found that sleep-deprived rats who were exposed to the scent of coffee experienced a decrease in brain proteins that cause stress. It's worth noting that this reduction in stress was tied specifically to the stress resulting from sleep deprivation.
Interesting. There is something to be said about waking up to that smell of coffee, and it's always nice to have a cup of coffee ready for you first thing in the morning. And they have that timer. I don't have one of those now because I have a Keurig, but when you set the brewer to just before you get up and you have that nice smell of coffee, it's like the smell of bread as well, too. That comforting, warming feeling. What was I going to say?
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I don't eat meat anymore, but one of the really wonderful things that I love to smell is bacon being cooked outside. I don't know why. That's just it's going
You
back to
must
my childhood.
it must be. It must
Yeah,
be
my
because
grandpa's doing the bacon on the fire, and it just, I don't eat bacon anymore. I haven't for years, but the smell is just, or like cooking onions. It's another one that I really just like, yeah, I want some. Anyways.
no, it's absolutely.
Like
Yeah.
if you guys are listening to this, even afterwards, put hashtag replay and let us know what it is that makes your saliva glands start, puckering up, or trying to, what really, really, what smells do you love the best? That's what I would love to know. And just let us know in the comments below, because this is important stuff, guys. It is. Coffee, bacon, bread, apple pie. Sounds like everything my husband eats. That's good.
Because it just reminds you of home. That's
Yeah,
why.
I guess so. Yeah,
Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so I want to do one thing. Let's
yeah,
just finish this, wrap this up
yeah.
with the negative aspects to coffee that you need to be careful of. Okay. You may see a change in sleep patterns. So please don't drink any after 3 o'clock, and you have to be your best advocate. There are decaf coffees out there, making sure that it's a clean source. It's a water filtered, not um, a chemical processed
Okay.
decaf coffee.
Yeah.
It may cause auditory hallucinations. I'll
What?
have to read about that. This is
What?
the pros and cons of coffee consumption is in this article from the hack.org, whatever that was called. Anyways,
Interesting.
well, it may cause because it rises the blood pressure, right? So it does make a temporary rise in blood pressure, because you're opening up the capillary arteries, right?
Yeah.
That caffeine opens it
The
up. So
stimulant. Yeah.
you may experience that because there's a large amount of blood vessels. Your carotid is here. Everything is around the ear. So it may cause some ringing in the ears or different sounds. So who knows? This is just what this is. It may hamper absorption of some minerals,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah. I think it has something to do with calcium. There's a
Yeah.
mineral calcium in it.
Yep. They can raise blood pressure. Of course, we know that. It has a mild diuretic. It's a big diuretic, really.
Yeah.
But, and I think that has to do with the gout aspect as well. Because it is a diuretic, it makes your kidneys work faster, and it has the ability to move the kidneys better.
Donna says she loves fried onions too, so she's on my
Is that
team.
my mother? Oh, that's your team? Yes. Not
No,
as much.
it's
Is
your
that my
mother.
mom, Donna? Is
Yeah.
that who you said?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Your mom.
she loves the smell of fried liver and onions.
Yeah. Yeah. I like fried. I grew up.
She's
My
honestly
parents
so good to
loved
us.
liver.
She's so good to us. She hates eggs and she hates liver, but
Oh,
she'll make it for us when
I
we're
hate
home.
liver too.
I love liver and onions. Oh my gosh.
My parents made us eat it as a kid.
My mouth is watering. Yeah.
Onions, yes. Liver, no.
So
Even when I ate meat, it was like, no.
coffee can stain teeth.
Yep.
And
That's mine too.
and acids in coffee can aggravate heartburn.
Yes. Yes. For a lot of my GERD people out there, yeah, coffee is one of those things that you just maybe want to not, or get yourself clean coffee. Don't put it in the microwave. Microwave actually makes it more acidic. So when you're rewarming your coffee, don't do it. Just get yourself a new cup. Yeah.
So interesting facts here. And I'm sorry, I keep going like, wow, that's really interesting. Sorry, it's not like, let's wrap up. But there's more interesting facts here. So
always.
Drip coffee has milligrams per cup, 115 to 175 milligrams of caffeine per cup in drip coffee. Right? Espresso is 100. Brewed, which I don't understand. Maybe that's what's the difference between brewed and drip?
Your coffee maker, I think, is brewed. Drip would be, I don't know, one of those percolators maybe, or like one of those a nice Italian.
I don't know, maybe
on the stovetop.
Yeah, 80 to 135. Instant coffee is anywhere from 65 to 100. And you know what? Here in Canada, we don't have a half calf.
No.
In States, everything, so you can get half calf everything. But decaf brewed is 3 to 4. Decaf instant is 2 to 3 milligrams. Possible reasons for your weight gain.
Sugar.
Whipped cream has 77 calories, although if you're doing the bulletproof coffees, the more the merrier. Um, just saying, just saying. And coffee is among the heaviest sprayed crops
Yeah.
in the world with pesticides.
Yeah.
Women who drank at least 5 cups a day, and this is probably that goes back to that caffeine portion of things where green tea becomes a play, were 50% less likely to have estrogen receptor negative cancers than those who drank less than a cup a day. Heavy coffee drinkers had 20% less risk of contracting any other kind of breast cancer when age was taken into account.
Yeah. Again, you got to look. It's not just your Tim Hortons regular
No, this is good
whatever.
coffee.
It is you're looking at organic, clean coffee, no sugar added, maybe a plant-based milk or even no milk, just
Yep.
plain black coffee. The best thing. The best thing. That's all I have to say about that.
Men who drank at least 6 cups per day. So that's a lot of coffee for men, but you're talking decaf. And if you're doing it therapeutically, you're doing 6 cups, but a day were 60% less likely than a non-coffee drinker to develop prostate cancer. They were 20% less likely to develop any form of the disease. Men who drank 1 to 3 cups per day were 30% less likely to get prostate cancer as well.
Interesting.
Coffee grounds are good
for roses,
for your garden, for any plant, because it's full of nitrogen.
Yeah, I've been saving my coffee grounds for the last couple months. I have enough to cover my roses. That's pretty sad, isn't it? We do a lot of coffee in this house. I have my 2 and the rest of it.
I should be saving it for the pea spots out in the grass with the dog. So
Ashley, she's a female, eh? The female dogs, apparently they make spots and male dogs don't. I don't know. But yeah, I have to actually, if that helps on, because I've got a big girl that likes to make rivers in my lawn. Yeah, but for the roses, I've been saving my coffee grounds for the roses for sure.
And Epsom salt for your tomatoes, or so the old wives' tales go.
And no, there's Epsom salt. That's what the magnesium.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, for sure, tomatoes, magnesium. That's where you get a lot of magnesium in tomatoes. Yay! Okay.
Beautiful talk today.
Yes, beautiful.
Talks, plural. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. Have yourself an incredible day, and we will talk again soon.
Yeah, be blessed. Like I said, if you're catching the replay, let us know. #replay on there and join the conversation. We would love to know who's catching the replays, who's watching us, and yeah, so we can really be part of this group and understand that we are doing you guys a service.
Beautiful. Thanks so much, everyone.
Take care.